I wanted to tell you about an experience I had. I signed up for prepaid legal, and my wife thought it was a dumb idea. So why would we prepay for an attorney, even if it's only $17 a month? Why would we prepay for something that we're never ever going to use? And about a year after we had the membership, I got sued. I'd never been sued in my life, and I didn't do anything wrong, because I've talked to people. They say, why would I want prepaid legal? I don't plan on doing anything wrong. I says, well, it doesn't matter if you do anything wrong. I did everything right, and I still got sued. I was renting a house, and I called the attorneys, because part of the membership allows me to just talk to them about my legal rights and what I should do, because I wanted to do everything right. What do I need to do moving out of this? We were buying a house, but the old house I had to move out, and I've heard people tell me, well, you got to do this and you got to do this before you move out, but I wanted to know the law, and so I had talked to the attorneys. Was part of my membership. It doesn't cost me anything, so I did, and they said you got to write a letter, let her know you're moving out, because if you don't write a letter, she can withhold your security deposit. That's part of the law, and my landlord wasn't going to tell me that. Had to clean the house. There were certain other things we had to do, and we did everything. We moved out. I mailed the letter saying we're moving out. Gave her 30 days notice, and a couple weeks after we moved out, I got a letter in the mail from her, and I thought it was my security deposit. It wasn't. It was a summons to appear in court. She was suing me for almost $3,000 for damages we done to the house, which we didn't do any. But when I called the attorneys back, I said, look, I did everything you said, and she still sued me. And they informed me that you can do everything right and still get sued. So they represented me in court. It was part of my membership. I didn't have to pay a retainer, and I didn't have to pay for the lawyer's day in court or the time on the phone we spent talking about the case and getting ready for it. And the big day came, and I was all nervous. We got to court. My ex-landlord was there, but she was by herself. And she had a big folder full of stuff, and my lawyer was there. And he met the judge, and we got everything going. And what happened was, my ex-landlord put down these photos of things around with the house, and my lawyer was like, I object. And the judge looked at him and said, why do you object? He said, well, Your Honor, in a landlord-tenant dispute in Pennsylvania law this, subsection this, paragraph this, dash, it says that if you're going to use photos in a landlord-tenant dispute in Pennsylvania, you need this specific form. And he said she doesn't have that form. So the judge threw out the photos. Then my landlord came up with these estimates from these contractors. Oh, he owes $800 for this and $600 for this and blah, blah, blah. And my lawyer calmly said, I object. And they looked at him again, and he said, well, Your Honor, in Pennsylvania, when there's a landlord-tenant dispute, if you're going to use letters from contractors on what's going to cost, they either need to be here to represent what they wrote, or it has to be notarized saying that this is a true and accurate copy. And he's looking around, and he's like, they're not here. And she doesn't have them notarized, so you can't use those. And they threw them out. And it was really funny, because at that point, my lawyer says, Your Honor, it appears she has no evidence against my client. And the judge threw it out, and we won. And my wife was there, and she comes over, and she's like, what's this going to cost us? And he said, nothing. It falls under your prepaid legal membership. It doesn't cost anything to the day. And she said, what would it have cost me had I not had a prepaid legal membership? And he said, a couple $1,000 at least for all I've done. And the one thing I like to stress is that the attorney they assigned me had 16 years experience with landlord-tenant issues. He knew the letter of the law. He knew the Pennsylvania law, because I have a nephew who's a lawyer, but he doesn't know landlord-tenant disputes. He doesn't know landlord-tenant issues. I have a neighbor who's a lawyer, but he doesn't know anything either. The great thing about having prepaid legal is they assigned the right attorney to help me. And even though I did everything right, I still ended up being sued. So I just like to tell everybody that just because you do everything right doesn't mean you're not in danger of getting sued. And all my friends and family, I like to tell them, it's great to have this service. It's like, why do you have car insurance? You know, in case something happens. You know, you hope it never does. And you can drive right, but someone could hit you, an accident can happen. I have a legal membership with prepaid legal because I don't want to do anything wrong. It's not that I do things wrong, it's just I don't want to do anything wrong. So I just want to set that out to everybody, and thank you very much for listening. If you'd like to know more about the service that I have, just go to legal47.com, LEGAL and the number 47.com, or you can call me, 724-713-4709. I'd be more than happy to show you how you can sign up for the service. It costs around $20 a month. protect you and your family. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.